how do you rate the quality of competition, the ILT20?
Yeah, look, I've always said if you could get a 2020 competition where you can actually have, 11 players that are from international, doesn't matter where you are from in the world. If you have 11 overseas players, a bit like similar to the English Premier League and all that, it'll be ridiculous. And I think this is the closest to that. You can have 9 international players playing, and that would make the competition so strong. But that's the sign is that you need every nation to participate, right? So how that would ever work, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. And clearly the Indian players are restricted from playing outside of the IPL. So that's a hard one in itself, but the competition is very strong. I like it. I really enjoy it. And I think it's really, really good for the game. Because every other home competition, country competition, you can only play 4 overseas, which what people have to understand, it's about educating and raising your own players in your own backyard as well. So that's why that's there in place, and I respect that, and I think that's a good thing. But this competition allows that growth for international players to play 9. So I think it's good in that sense.
My second question to you was related to Champions Trophy. Now that Pat Cummins has been ruled out of the tournament, who do you see leading Australia?
Oh, well, I think Steve Smith leads the team. You've got him there at the moment for the test. So I think with some of an experienced head, I think Steve Smith will probably take that. And I think our chances are still very high. Still after winning that World Cup, Pat Cummins, Josh Hazlewood, and Mitch Marsh are a big miss. But we've got quality players there that can take and fill those shoes without doubt. So, and then obviously the other thing is as well is what wickets going to be, prepared in Pakistan as well. So, there's so many different variations and variables that will have to play a role in that.
How do you see Travis Head as an opener when there was also an option of Sam Constas to be in the team?
Yeah, look, that's a discussion for the Australian cricket selectors. That's not for me to comment. They've obviously wanted to get off to a good start and be positive, and I think that's what they envisaged with Travis Head going up the order. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, you'd have to ask them why that happened.
You talked about Champions Trophy squad. You also mentioned about Marsh and Hazlewood missing up. There's also Green and Stoinis who won't be there in the squad. Quickly, how do you assess the team?
Oh, well, Australia are very, very good in World Cups and Champions Trophies and tournament play. So, the Australian team know how to win. They know how to succeed. Doesn't matter what players they play. The guys are all built with, playing under pressure. So I think whoever replaces those guys will do very, very well, and the team in general will do great as well.
David, you had said that you are available for Champions Trophy, but unfortunately you couldn't find a place. But are you still hoping to come back into the team with 3 vacancies available, David?
I'm far beyond coming back. I said I'm far from beyond coming back.
Just a word on the Capitals campaign this year, David.
The conversation was about playing with freedom and making sure that we're relaxed and going out and trying to do what we plan to do. And I think the execution is the big one. So the guys have been executing with the bat and the ball. Each individual stepping up. But the other question around everything else was our fielding. So I think, if we took some catches in the earlier games and everything, it would have been a bit of a different story. But the way that we've pulled it back, the way that the guys have fought well, right attitude, the energy, especially at training, from what I heard before we got here, has been unbelievable. So it's been a very, very good turnaround.
Doesn't the thought come to your mind that maybe I could still, don an Australia shirt? Did I retire a bit early?
I didn't retire early. I've got 3 daughters and a wife at home, and I've played for 15 years. So I think that's more important. And for me, it's about giving back to the game of cricket, and that's why I like being involved in these franchise games, because for me it's about handing my knowledge down to young guys, educating people on how to play the game and how to think differently in the game, because it's important that the older guys hang around a little bit longer to touch the world game now that we can with the franchise model cricket.
Like these platforms like the ILT20 have given the chance for the players who are no longer active in the international format.
I just think the future of cricket is basically getting the best players to play in the tournaments at the right times. And I think each country, wants to have their own 2020 tournament. You're seeing T10 tournaments. And it's important that, you can showcase your home talent as well, because you want to grow your home talent, therefore play international cricket. So the unfortunate thing is everyone's trying to find a window to do that. But by doing that window as well, you're hindering international games as well. So, England have 5 test match series always at home. We have 5 test match series at home. India has the 5 test match series at home. And then you've got to try and fit in that your home competition league. So IPL goes for almost 85 days. So there's a big window there that's out of, the calendar year. You've got ILT20, then you've got Champions Trophy. This time next year, you've got the World Cup as well at the same time. And then you have the SA League and the Australian Big Bash. So the window for international cricket is very small, but your best players aren't able to play in their home tournaments because of international cricket. So it's a question for the ICC, but for me and all the older guys that are playing, it's an opportunity to give back. It's an opportunity that we get to go out, showcase, to the young kids, how to go about their business, how to mature as cricketers. And I think we owe the game, because the game owes us nothing. So if we can hang around a little bit longer just to help, it's great. And at the end of the day, we still got to be able to perform. We've got to be able to, stay fit and healthy. And that's what's important about this game.
What would you say about Gulbuddin Naib's performance?
Yeah, well, I think, with Gulbuddin, he's grown up on wickets very similar to this. So the wickets are a little bit slow and low, and, they've played a lot of cricket on these surfaces, so they know how to go about it. And his form is incredible at the moment with bat and ball, and his fielding's been exceptional. So he's a big player for us. I think he's grown from strength to strength. I played with him in 2018 when he first came on the scene, and I could see that he was hungry for success. Very funny man, likable guy, and I'm just so happy to see him doing well and really cementing that position in our team.